There's a strange kind of magic in the things we stop buying. It's almost invisible. You cancel one subscription or you skip a purchase. And suddenly, over time, your future self is sitting on a pile of savings wondering how it all added up. I used to think financial freedom was built entirely on big wins, earning more, investing more, hitting jackpots. But what I've learned is that freedom is often shaped by the little leaks you plug along the way. Today, I'll walk you through 9 things I stopped buying that not only saved me money, but also gave me peace of mind and space to invest in things that actually matter. Let's start with the silent thief of money, recurring subscriptions you forgot existed. One time, I ended up with 10 pounds of oatmeal on my doorstep, not because I was suddenly training for the world's most boring eating contest, but because I had signed up for a subscribe and save deal online and then forgot to cancel. That's how subscription creep works. You sign up for a free trial, enjoy a small discount, and then, months later, you're paying for something you don't even use. And I'm not alone in this. Studies show nearly half of people forget to cancel free trials. Companies know this. It's part of their strategy. They don't need you to love their product. They just need you to forget about it. So what do? Here's the simple fix. The very moment you start a free trial or set up a discounted recurring order, grab your phone and schedule a cancellation reminder. Treat it like a doctor's appointment, non-negotiable. Siri, Google Calendar, sticky notes, it doesn't matter. The important part is that you build a habit of catching the charge before it catches you. And if you slip up, customer service is surprisingly forgiving. Most companies will refund you if you ask nicely within a few days. They'd rather keep the door open for you to come back than burn you for a single month. Now let's move to something bigger. Car insurance. Car insurance has quietly become one of the most expensive bills in people's budgets. Rates have jumped over 50% since 2020. That's not just inflation, it's a full-on squeeze. And here's the kicker. Insurance companies actually punish loyalty. The longer you stay, the more they tend to raise your rates, assuming you're too busy or too tired to switch. I once thought loyalty would buy me better treatment. What it really bought me was a higher bill. Studies show that people who shop around once a year save hundreds, sometimes over $400. Imagine what you do with that. For me, that's enough to cover several weeks of groceries, or if you prefer to measure in Costco terms, hundreds of hot dogs. The point isn't the hot dogs, it's the habit. Once a year, spend 30 minutes to compare rates. Call 2 or 3 companies or use an online comparison tool. Even if you only save $100, that's $100 you didn't have to earn the hard way. Now let's talk about something more subtle. Paying full price for things you could get for free. Take newspapers and magazines. A subscription to the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, or The Economist can easily add up to hundreds per year. Yet I haven't paid for them in years. Not because I pirate them, but because my local library card quietly unlocked them for me. Many libraries today give you free access to digital versions of papers, magazines, audiobooks, and movies through apps like Libby or Hoopla. Some even lend out things like baking pans, board games, or musical instruments. It's like finding out you've been paying for air while living next to a forest. But libraries aren't the only overlooked source. Employers often provide hidden benefits through employee assistance programs, free counseling sessions, legal consultations, or childcare support. Health insurance plans sometimes reimburse for gym memberships or yoga classes. Alumni associations and professional groups offer travel discounts or free tickets. All of this sits quietly in the background, waiting for you to notice. And when you do, you realize how much you've been paying for things you already had access to. The bigger theme here isn't just saving money, it's awareness. Money leaks hide in places where we stop paying attention. And that brings me to the next one, overpaying for underused plans. Let me pause here. That's 3 of the 9 already covered, and we've laid the foundation. If you've ever felt like money slips through your fingers without big purchases to show for it, this is why. The losses are small but relentless. Most of us pay for plans we never fully use. Internet speeds that could download a movie in seconds when all we really do is scroll through social media. Mobile plans that promise unlimited everything, while our actual usage might only be a fraction of that. It's like walking into an all-you-can-eat buffet and paying for the entire spread, only to nibble on a single plate of salad. The average cell phone bill in America is nearly $2,000 a year. That's a staggering amount for something most people don't maximize. The fix is simple but requires a reality check. Look at your phone's data usage. See how much you actually consume each month. If you're paying for unlimited but only using 5 gigabytes, then you're essentially lighting cash on fire every billing cycle. The best part is that alternatives exist. There are carriers that offer stripped-down, customizable plans where you only pay for what you use. You can cut a bill of over $100 per month down to 20 or 30. That's money that could be directed into investments, savings, or experiences you actually care about. And speaking of experiences, let's talk about timeshares. I once came dangerously close to signing up for one. The sales pitch was smooth, a vacation property you could share, guaranteed weeks in paradise every year, all for what seemed like a small initial payment. But behind the glossy brochures hid annual maintenance fees that never stop climbing, contracts that are nearly impossible to escape, and a calendar where the best weeks are always booked before you even log in. Here's the smarter move. Instead of locking yourself into a timeshare, create your own travel fund. Open a high-yield savings account just for vacations. Contribute the same amount you pay in maintenance fees, say $200 a month. In 2 years, you'll have nearly $5,000 waiting for you. And unlike a timeshare, you can choose when and where to spend it. That's freedom. Now let's address a mindset shift. What some call wasteful spending might actually be an investment in happiness. There's an old-school belief that buying little luxuries like fancy coffee or video games is always a mistake. But life isn't a spreadsheet. Spending money on things that bring real joy can be worthwhile. The trick is balance. Pick 1 or 2 areas that genuinely light you up. Give yourself permission to spend more there, guilt-free. Then identify 3 other areas you don't care about, and cut those mercilessly. For me, I'd rather skip new clothes and direct that money into hobbies I actually enjoy. For someone else, it might be the opposite. The point is that aligning your spending with your values is not wasteful. It's intentional. Now let's step into a different kind of saving, the art of self-troubleshooting. When I first moved into my house, the dishwasher stopped spraying and the fridge began leaking within days. My first instinct was to call a repairman, which would have cost hundreds. Instead, I gave myself 30 minutes to research. I searched the model numbers, read forum threads, and watched tutorials. Within an hour, I had fixed both issues for free. Most household problems have been faced by thousands of people before you. Someone has documented the solution. It might take a little trial and error, but often the repair is simpler than it looks. The rule is this: give yourself 30 minutes to try before paying someone else. Worst case, you still end up calling for help. Best case, you save money, build confidence, and add a new skill to your toolkit. This habit doesn't just save money, it changes the way you see challenges. Problems stop being emergencies and start being puzzles. Next, let's talk about one of the most powerful marketing campaigns ever created, diamonds. For most of history, diamonds weren't a symbol of love they are today. That connection was manufactured in the 1930s. When an ad campaign declared that a diamond is forever, the message worked so well that generations have grown up, believing 2 months' salary is the only respectable price for an engagement ring. The truth is that diamonds aren't rare. Their supply is tightly controlled, and the pricing is set by tradition and marketing, which means there are smarter ways to approach it. Lab-grown diamonds are chemically identical to mined ones, but cost a fraction of the price. Even jewelers often need specialized equipment to tell them apart. Another tactic is to buy just under the popular size brackets. A 1.8 carat diamond looks almost identical to a 2 carat, but can cost thousands less. The point isn't to deny romance, it's to see through the illusion that love has a price tag set by an advertising agency. What matters is the story behind the ring, not the exact number of carats. Now let's turn to extended warranties. Most of the time, they're not worth it. More than half the people who buy them never use them, and those who do often find that the cost of the warranty is the same as the repair. It's like paying for peace of mind that never actually arrives. There are smarter ways to handle it. Many credit cards quietly double the manufacturer's warranty for free on purchases you make with the card. For smaller items like headphones, toasters, or gaming controllers, it's usually cheaper to replace than to cover with an extra policy. For major appliances, or laptops, it can make sense, but even then it's worth running the math. A better habit is to create your own repair fund. Set aside the money you would have spent on warranties into a high-yield account. When something breaks, you can use that money. If nothing breaks, you get to keep the savings and the interest. Either way, all of this leads to one final truth. Saving money isn't about saying no to everything. It's about learning where your money quietly leaks away and deciding to plug those holes. It's about recognizing when you're buying into a story, whether it's a subscription you forgot to cancel, an overpriced phone plan, or a shiny stone tied to a slogan. Financial freedom is built on awareness. Once you notice where your money has been slipping, you can redirect it into things that matter, investments that grow, experiences that last, small joys that actually make life better. And here's the most encouraging part. You don't need to be perfect. Even if you start with one change, canceling a subscription, shopping around for insurance, skipping a warranty, you're already moving in the right direction. Over time, those small wins stack up until one day you look back and realize you've built a foundation for freedom. If you found this helpful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. Drop a comment with one thing you've stopped buying that made the biggest difference for you. Keep building your path, keep saving smart, and I'll see you in the next video.